Hello class and good day. This is our discussion for our laboratory activity number 3 in our module 4, namely hydrocarbons. Okay, what are the outlines of our discussion here? Ano ba ang mga ako natin? Actually guys, ang nag-perform ng experiment na ito ay ako. And you are supposed to observe only what happened in the experiment. Here, na dapat ay i-perform ninyo face-to-face classes. Now, ang ikuan lang natin dito guys, ang titignan natin dito sa ating discussion is the solubility of hydrocarbons in water and liquid, and then yung density niya, its combustion, and reaction with potassium permanganate, and reaction with sulfuric acid or H2SO4. So there are only 5 topics that we will be discussed, or 5 sections that will be discussed in our discussion for this lecture. Okay, to start with guys, simulan natin ang solubility of hydrocarbons in water. Now, as discussed dun sa may lecture natin guys, that the hydrocarbons is composed of long chain of carbon atoms bonded with hydrogen, and sila ay ano daw, ay mga non-polar. So we are expecting guys, okay, these are the few drops. We have our samples here. As you can remember, the hexane, the 6 carbon, cyclohexane, the 6 carbon, cyclic 6 carbon, and toluene, yun nga yung aromatic ring with CH3 or methyl group. Ngayon, dito, kung mapapansin niyo guys, is actually hindi sila soluble. Hindi sila soluble lahat sa ating mga hydrocarbons natin. Magpo-form sila ng invisible layer to each other here. Kasi nga, water, as you all know, is a polar. I-dissolve ninyo sa mga non-polar hydrocarbons natin. So, sila ay mga insoluble. Okay, so ganyan yung magiging results natin. You will form an invisible layer of hydrocarbons water mixture. And then next natin is the ligroin. Okay, sa ligroin, sa may last lecture natin about the nomenclature of hydrocarbons, it is used, ligroin, used as a organic solvent. So kung organic solvent pala siya guys, and yung hydrocarbons natin is organic, so we are expecting miscible solution. Miscible dapat silang dalawa. Ngayon titignan natin sila dito. Okay, skip na natin itong part na ito. At kung mapapansin nyo, hindi sila nag-form ng layer. Either yung iba ay naka-disperse lamang, tapos yung iba ay meron tayong homogeneous mixture na nag-form sa kanila. But ang idea dito guys is that we form a homogeneous mixture, pero may naka-disperse lang dito sa may ating cyclohexane here. Cyclohexane ba yun? I think that's cyclohexene guys. I'm so sorry. That's a typo for that. That is a cyclohexene sa pagkakatanda ko. That is cyclohexene. So it is a 6-membered carbon na may ikuha natin. So ano natin? Cyclohexene. Okay. Ngayon, kung pagko-compare natin silang lahat dito sa ating ikuha natin, is kung nasa yung left test tubes natin is yung water, and then yung right test tubes are mixed with ligroin. And you can see the difference here that the water here are invisible with the hydrocarbon sample na kung saan yung ligroin naman natin form miscible sila to our hydrocarbons sample doon. Okay, next section natin na pag-aralan natin is yung ating density with our hexane sample, cyclohexane sample, and toluene sample. Okay, ang definition guys ng ating density is the mass of a specific substance occupied by its volume or mass over volume, that is, has a unit of grams per milliliter. Ngayon dito, ang ginawa ko lang dito guys is, let's play the video here. Ginawa ko lang is I just weigh the beaker. Winay ko lang yung beaker na to. And kung mapapansin nyo guys is sa may ko na to is meron na pinindot na tear. Sir, ano po ba yung tear na yan? Ano pong pinindot nyo? Kasi po bigla po siyang nag-suddenly zero. Ang pan lang nun guys, ang purpose ng tear natin, this is analytical balance, is to cancel out the mass of our beaker here. Now, para kapag naglagay tayo ng cycle, ayan, kung mapapansin ninyo, ayan o, negative 30 guys, yung reading ng ating analytical balance. Kasi nga, we cancel out the mass of our beaker here. So that kapag nilagay natin yung ating sample doon, is yung laman na lang guys, ang maupuhan niyang mass, kung ano yung dinagdag ninyo. So, ito yung ating beaker, ay atong mass ng ating ng ating hexane dito over ilan ba yung nilagay ko? 2 ml. So, 1.3.251. Supposedly na yan yung lumabas. Okay, assuming that the 1.33241 ang final mass na final reading ng ating analytical balance, didivide nyo lang siya by 2 and you will get the density of our hexane sample. Cyclohexene sample, same procedure lang din. Also same calculation but different mass that you will obtain here. Also to the toluene sample, also a different mass that you will obtain. But the methods are the same and the formula is also the same. Ang formulas to calculate their density ay pare-parehas lang din naman. So that's for kwan natin. Nakatatlo na tayo. Napunta naman tayo. Wait, what is letter B? Did I skip letter B? Yung pala yung Lagrange. Napunta naman tayo guys sa may combustion natin. Now sa combustion natin is just a simple procedure. We put a sample, we light it. Excuse me. We put a sample, we light it with a matchstick. Ayan. Siyempre, aapoy. Kasi nga, magkakaroon sila ng combustion reaction natin. Ang mangyayari kasi dito guys, as we hit the hydrocarbon sample there, mangyayari, suppose that we have this, we have an alkane here, CnH2n plus 2. Kasi nga, hinit natin siya in the presence of oxygen in the atmosphere. Ngayon, magpoproduce sila guys ng carbon dioxide gas. Okay, lagyan na natin dito, gas plus water. Okay, so ganun, syempre, the reactions are unbalanced. I-balance lang kung ano yung sample natin. Now, suppose that we hit the C6H12 or ating hexane in the presence of oxygen, magpoproduce siya ng carbon dioxide plus H2O. Now, let's balance the equation. 6, okay. Ito ay 6 din. Okay. Now, we have 6, 6, 12. Ilan yung oxygen natin? 6, okay, times 2, 12, 18. So, therefore, this is 9O2. Okay, 9O2 dapat yan. Pakitaas na lang, guys, ha? Pakitaas na lang. That is 9O2. That is the balance equation for the combustion of our hexane. Yun. But the point here, guys, here is, ang paghinit natin hydrocarbon, magpuproduce siya ng carbon dioxide and water vapor. And ito, as we all know, di ba, kapag sinulat natin yung structure na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, siya ay walang double bond. So therefore, ito ay saturated. Saturated hydrocarbons ang tawag sa mga carbons na puro single bonded. Kapag naman siya may containing double bond and triple bond, that is unsaturated hydrocarbon. Sir, ba't niyo po ba discuss yan? Kapag kasi saturated hydrocarbon, guys, we are expecting a blue flame. Okay? Kung mapapansin niyo naman dito, guys, is blue flame ba ang na-produce dito? Medyo contaminated yung sample. Bakit yellow? Okay? Ba't kaya ganun? Bakit yellow? Pero smooth naman yung pagkaakan yung combustion Smooth naman. Pag kasi ganun, hindi ako sure kasi. Kapag kasi ganun guys, kapag yun ay saturated kasi, ito ay complete combustion. And when we say a complete combustion, puro carbon dioxide and water vapor ang mapoproduce natin. Ngayon, sa may cyclohexane natin guys, actually, yung cyclohexane natin, to be honest, is contaminated. But ito dapat yung kulay niya. Cyclohexene flame. Ganito dapat yung kulay niya, guys. Okay? At kung mapapansin ninyo, tinignan ko na ito kanina. Medyo lang kasi, hindi ko na-save. At kung mapapansin ninyo, guys, yung color ng cyclohexene flame natin is meron siyang dito, meron siyang usok, merong black dito. And mas intense yung flame niya as you observe sa may real life natin. Ito, may usok. So ano kaya yon? That is a trace amount of our carbons. Indicating kapag kasi unsaturated guys, okay, kunin natin the cyclohexene sample, the cyclohexene, suppose here, may double bond, in the presence of oxygen, here, magpoproduce ng carbon dioxide plus H2O. Ngayon, since siya ay double bond, siya ay unsaturated. Kapag unsaturated, guys, yung ating sample, we are expecting an incomplete combustion. Na kung saan mas intense yung yellow flame natin at meron siyang usok-usok. So, ganun ang magiging results natin. Ngayon, dito naman, sa ating toluene sample, mabilis siyang naubos. This is our aromatic sample. Okay, sabihin ko lang, dun sa sample natin, okay, may mga representative sample tayo. Okay. Yung cyclohexane, guys, or C6H12, ito yung our alkene sample. Yung cyclohexene naman natin, which is a C6, teka lang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. C6H10, guys, is our alkene sample here. And then yung toluene naman natin, C6H5CH3, siya naman yung aromatic representative sample natin. Wala tayong alkyne. Yon, kasi nga kulang tayo sa chemicals. Pero guys, sa flame naman ng alkyne natin, ang magiging kwan lang doon is mas intense yung ating magiging flame due to the presence of triple bonds. And sa may aromatic natin, ito yung ating toluene. Kung mapapansin niyo dito, is mabilis siyang mauubos actually. Tignan natin dito nung hinit ko siya ng match. Ayun, kung mapapansin niyo, kung ipopost, nung pinost ko siya, mas matindi yung usok. And actually, kapag mas madami yan, may mga carbon residue na mapoproduce pa dyan. When I say carbon residue, guys, it is a solid na na-observe ko sa may experiment namin last school year, na may carbon residues doon. Kasi nga, dahil doon sa may presence ng aromatic rings natin. So, ganon. For the combustion, the concepts natin, guys, is complete combustion, incomplete combustion, saturated and unsaturated. And then, nagba-vary yung ating mga hydrocarbons natin due to their color of their flame. Now, next natin is reaction with potassium permanganate. Okay, naglagay tayo ng test tubes dito. And we have 3 samples dito. Okay, so naging results dito as we added here, ang mangyayari, kung i-compare natin sila, is dito sa atin, dito sa A, is only a violet coloration. Teka lang toluene sample. Dali lang Hindi, ulitin natin. Sa may hexane sample natin, kung mapapansin ninyo, is nag-violet lamang siya. Walang reaction na nagaganap. Puro violet lang, Ayan, puro violet lang. As you drop a potassium permanganate, nagiging intense lang, guys, yung violet color ng ating potassium permanganate. That indicates a no reaction occurred between the alkene sample and potassium permanganate sample. Now, dito naman sa ating natin, sa may cyclohexene, dito, okay, ayan, kung mapapansin ninyo, nagkaroon siya ng brown precipitate here or brown solid produce. So kapag, di ba, pinag-aralan natin to nung high school or elementary, kapag nagbago yung kulay ng ating mga samples dito is chemical change has occurred. So ibig sabihin, may nangyaring reaction between potassium permanganate and our alkene sample. Okay, so ganun yung nangyari doon. Dito naman sa ating toluene sample, guys, is ayan, pa-intense lang ng pa-intense yung kulay niya and wala ding reaction na nagaganap. So ano ba nangyayari doon? Ang nangyayari doon, guys, is oxidation reaction. Okay, kapag sa alkane natin kasi, guys, okay, susulat ko lang din. For example, we have this representative alkane here, plus nilagyan nyo ng potassium permanganate. Okay, KMNO4, sorry for that. KMNO4, okay, walang reaction na magaganap or NR. Now, kapag dito naman, KMNO4, or potassium permanganate, meron tayong magaganap na oxidation na reaction, guys. So when we say oxidation, guys, sa organic chemistry, okay, i-define ko lang din dito. When we say oxidation, in terms of organic chemistry, magkaiba kasi ang definition ng oxidation sa may general chemistry natin or inorg tsaka sa organic chemistry natin. When we say oxidation sa organic reactions, guys, it is the addition of oxygen atom, and removal of each atom in the organic compound. Siyempre, kapag reduction, okay, so shortcutin ko na yung sulat ko. That is addition of each atom and lesser oxygen atom. So that's the oxidation reduction. Ngayon, ang magiging expected product nitong ating alkene here is magkakaroon siya ng OH dito sa dalawang to. That indicates the increase of our natin. Nagkaroon ng increase of oxygen. Pero ito, alinawin ko lang guys. Sa oxidation natin, pwedeng magkaroon ng addition, always nangyayari yung addition ng oxygen atom, pero seldom lang na mangyayari ito. Pero nangyayari din yan usually. Depende sa may reactions natin. Okay? Depende sa reactions natin. Okay, dito, mapansin nyo, ito yung product niya, which is ano to? Ating mga diol ito, guys, di ba? Diol. So, from alkene to potassium permanganate, ang nangyayari is, nag-produce tayo ng diol. And if you want to confirm the reactions, kindly search lang sa may Google natin. Okay, kapag sa may alkenes naman, guys, kasi wala tayong representative sample, supposedly we have here, and then nag-add tayo ng potassium permanganate doon, inoxidize natin, we are expecting a carbonyl group doon. We are expecting a carbonyl group. Pwedeng dito, or pwede rin dito. Yan, sa natin. Sa mga natin. Basta ang importante dito is magpo-produce tayo ng carbonyl group. Ngayon, kapag sa may benzene naman natin, guys, okay, sa mga aromatic rings natin, ang mangyayari kasi dito, wala kasing reaction sa may toluene. I think those sample is benzene kasi walang reaction na naganap eh. Pero kasi, ang usually kasi, sa may naasaad sa mga books natin, toluenes should be oxidized toluene to produce, okay, to produce a KMNO4, to produce a benzoic acid. Okay, COOH. CH3 to COOH. So bakit kaya ganun? Mangyayari kasi dito guys, it will oxidize the hydrogen atom here, forming, isa-substitute niya yung oxygen atom natin. Pero kapag benzene alone guys, ilagyan ninyo ng potassium permanganate, lalagyan ko ng dash line, there will be no reactions. Kasi nga ito, sa may ko natin, pag-aaralan natin ito sa ating module 9, I think module 9, is unreactive ang ating aromatic ring through oxidation. Kasi nga electrophilic aromatic substitution lamang ang nangyayari dito. Okay, now another cases here. Suppose that our aromatic ring is composed of our secondary carbon. Okay, does a reaction will occur with potassium permanganate? The answer is yes. Ma-oxidize pa rin niya ito kapag ganyan, excuse me, magiging COOH pa rin yan. Pero kung expand natin yung formula natin, sige, expand ko na nga. Ganito ang magiging reaction yan. Ang magiging product pala, I shall say. So, nagkaroon ng oxidation with potassium permanganate. Bakit kaya ganun? Kasi nga, meron pa tayong oxidizable hydrogen atom doon sa ating sa ating aromatic ring. Now, another one here, suppose dito may nangyari ulit. Okay, ayan. Ngayon, magkakaroon ba ng reaction with potassium permanganate? The answer is yes. Magpo-form pa rin siya ng benzoic acid natin. Kasi nga, kung titingnan nyo dito, meron pa siyang oxidizable hydrogen atom. Ayan, no? Oxidizable hydrogen atom. But when we mix this compound here, okay, itong third methyl substituent na to with potassium permanganate, there will be no reactions kasi nga wala tayong dito. No oxidizable H atom. So there will be no reactions occurred for this one. And that will be the reactions there. So ganun yung magaganap sa natin, sa mga reactions natin dito. So ganyan. Okay? Now, since we're done with the reaction of potassium permanganate, ang point ko lang dito guys is dapat dito sa may alkene natin, no reaction. Alkenes natin, reaction will occur, formation of brown precipitate. And then, dito sa may toluene natin, hindi ko alam kung toluene talaga to kasi hindi siya nag-react. Na supposedly dapat magre-react kasi siya. I think this is a benzene. Pero wala akong concrete evidence doon. Pero since this is an experimental result, syempre, we are always expecting an error in the experiment. Hindi naman siya laging successful. So, i-record nyo lang sa may data ninyo that the toluene has no change occurred. So, mga ganun-ganun. Okay, reaction for the sulfuric acid naman is, ang nangyari lang dito guys, is pinalamig ko yung sulfuric acid para yung both samples. Kasi nilagay ko siya. Ayan, no? Nilagay ko yung both samples in an ice bath para mapalamig. Ngayon, ang ginawa ko dito is inisa-isa ko ngayon sila. Ayan, no? Okay, hinawaan ko yung test tube, kung mapapansin nyo. Drop, hawak, may heat na na-generate doon. So, ayan, drop, and hawak. Ayun. So, ayan, tuloy-tuloy natin. Pero dito, kung mapapansin niyo, there's no color change has occurred. Pero umiinit. Ibig sabihin, merong exothermic reaction between alkane and sulfuric acid. Kasi umiinit siya. Dito naman sa ating natin, sa alkene natin, is kung mapapansin niyo, as we drop sulfuric acid, is nagkuhan yung kulay niya, mas maging intense. And I think that's brown. Oh, brown siya. Ngayon, therefore, may chemical reaction na nangyari between that. Dito naman sa toluene natin, is ayon, walang nangyayari. Ayan. Pero an exothermic reaction is also occurred. So, ganun yung nangyayari sa atin. Ayan, ganyan. And kapag ganun, okay, ang magiging reactions natin dito, let's write it down again. Okay? Ang mangyayari is, suppose that we have alkane, okay, naglagay tayo ng H2SO4, there will be no reactions. Okay, kasi yung alkanes natin, guys, sasabihin ko yung is only prone to radical reactions lang siya. Radical reactions, that is the presence of light in order or heat to form radicals. And then, tsaka lang magkakaroon ng reactions. And yung radical reactions na to is, yun yung reactions na responsible kaya na-deplete yung ozone layer natin due to the reactions of the chlorine radical from the CFC to our ozone layers. Nag-reaction oxygen dun sa chlorine radical. Ayun, share ko lang, guys, okay? Pero dito, nag-produce siya ng energy or heat energy doon. Thermal energy pala dapat yon. Nag-produce siya ng heat dito. Ng heat dito, which nagkuhan siya dito. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong exothermic reaction. Pero kapag lumamig naman, guys, that is endothermic reaction. Ngayon dito naman sa ating cyclohexene, okay, ito actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, tanggalin nito kasi hexane. Dito naman, kapag naglagay ka ng H2SO4, di ba meron tayong brown precipitate? Ang mayayari kasi doon, guys, is magkakaroon ulit tayo ng alcohol doon. And then dito, magkakaroon tayo ng H dito. Once you add in the presence of water, and then also an exothermic reaction will occur here. Exothermic reaction. Kasi nga, nung hinawakan ko yung test tube, is uminit. Next naman natin, guys, is yung toluene natin. Actually, ang dapat mangyari dito, okay, CH3, is pag nilagyan mo ng H2SO4, dapat magkakaroon to sa electrophilic aromatic substitution, magkakaroon ng sulfonation. Okay. Ngayon ang mangyayari dito, since the aromatic ring, the toluene is an electron donating group. Electron donating group siya. Kasi nga, positive inductive effect. Yun yung terms na ma-encounter niyo sa organic lecture sa may aromatic substitution, electrophilic aromatic substitution. Ang mangyayari dito is supposedly dapat may ganitong mangyari. Na CH3 and then SO3. Tama ba? SO3. Wait lang, guys, ha. C, S, triple bond O, triple bond O. Tapos 6 dito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ay, okay. This is supposedly, okay, wait lang. SO3H. 3H ba? SO3H. SO3H ba? Hindi. I'm struggling for the product of it. Wait. OS, sulfonation. Ayun, OSO3H. Okay, plus. Ayan. CH3. And then nasa ortho group, OS3OH. So, also 3H or H2. Kasi nga, sulfonation ang magagano. So, ganyan yung mga products ng ating supposedly ng ating aromatic group. So, ganyan nangyari. Color change again. Pero dito wala. So, okay. That ends our discussion for our experiment, guys. And see you in our next module, which is the alcohols and phenols experiment. Okay, thank you guys for listening, and I hope you learned something.